Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94, back with another reaction video. Today we're going to react to why Panda Express is so fucking disgusting, bruh. I swear to fucking God, bruh. I swear to fucking God, bruh. Panda Express is the most disgusting Chinese food I have ever tasted in my fucking life. It's not even up for debate. It's not even up for debate. It's not even up. For fucking debate, bro. It's not even up for debate at this point. It's not. Panda Express is the worst Chinese food restaurant I have ever been to. It is the most disgustingest manufacturer process warehouse food I have ever tasted in my life. Shout out to all the local mom and pop Chinese restaurants that are super cheap, by the way. It's super cheap, especially the Chinese buffets. Shout out to the Chinese buffets. Y'all the real ones, bro. Shout out to the Chinese buffets, man. Y'all the real MVPs, bro. I could get a whole big ass to-go box, just stuffing that shit with rice, chicken, teriyaki, shrimp, all that shit. And only pay like $10, $12 and be eating good. Matter of fact, I get 2 boxes, pay $20. Why not? You know what I'm saying? What's wrong? What's wrong with a little bit extra? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, though, without further ado, let's get right into this nasty ass, disgusting ass Panda Express. Oh my God. Nasty ass Panda Express, bro. This shit is disgusting.
This is a topic that I'm excited to talk about because I would estimate that I've been to Panda Express more than any other fast food restaurant.
You got terrible taste,
most of the
bro.
people watching this have been there as well. I say that because they are the largest chain of Chinese restaurants.
Bruh, I hate to tell you this, bro, but you got terrible taste, bro. You need to go to the mom and pop shops, bro. Them local mom and pop shops, I'm telling you, them Chinese restaurants wash Panda Express with ease. Shit is fucking disgusting.
Or any Asian food in the United States.
Matter of fact, I even go as far as to say them Chinese food restaurants at the mall are better than Panda Express. Y'all know the ones I'm talking about, the ones that be giving you them samples and shit on a toothpick. Somebody be sitting up there, want a sample? Want a sample? Yeah, let me get like 3 more of them. Yeah, I'm going to come back when I finish doing my shopping. When I get through finishing my shopping, I'm coming right back over here. You know, them Chinese express shops, Mongolian Express and all that shit. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Them motherfuckers be hidden too, bruh. Them motherfuckers are amazing, bro. The mall Chinese restaurants that's not named Panda Express, fire, nigga. I'm telling you, bruh.
That is a big title. They have over 2,000 locations that are mostly in the United States, but in 2011 they opened a restaurant in Mexico and have since been making their way all across the world.
Why?
For example, you can now find them in Canada, South Korea, Japan, Russia, the Philippines. It all totals to over $3 billion.
That is some of the
in
worst
year,
Chinese
making them
food
one of the
I've
most
ever
successful
tasted,
restaurants in the world. So I thought it would be interesting to take a closer look at Panda Express and try to zero in on the biggest reasons behind that success while talking about how they grew into what they are today. My first reason behind their success is the fact that this company owns other chains of restaurants that have proved to be helpful on multiple levels. See, the company that I'm talking about here is Panda Restaurant Group, and even though Panda Express is by far the largest brand that they own, they're not the only one, nor were they the first. The main people behind all of it are the husband and wife team, Andrew and Peggy Churn. Today, they are, in fact, billionaires, so
And remember them faces, ladies and gentlemen. Remember these faces. These are the faces of the people that made some of the worst, nastiest Chinese food ever to exist.
Today, they are, in fact, billionaires. So it's a great story of
Rice tastes like cardboard. Meat don't the chicken meat don't taste good. Pause. Chicken meat don't taste like meat. Don't even feel like I'm eating chicken. You know what I'm saying? That shit is not it, bro. The vegetables are stale. I don't know how the vegetables are stale. Had they noodles one time. They noodles are terrible. Everything about Panda Express is fucking terrible, bro. Probably that's because I've been eating at good Chinese restaurants versus them. Because they got some nasty ass Chinese food. If you ain't never had Chinese food before, I recommend them local mom and pop shops. Even though I know a lot of people don't like to eat at these places because they find rats and other type of shit. You don't know what they cooking you and shit. But then again, you go to Panda Express, you tasting some manufactured shit. Like I said, rice tastes like cardboard. You don't even know if you eating rice.
Of immigrants succeeding in the U.S.
Probably
Andrew
eating sesame
was raised
seeds.
mostly in Taiwan, while Peggy came from Hong Kong. They met each other in the 1960s when they were students studying mathematics at Baker University in Kansas. After graduating, Peggy continued her education, earning her PhD in electrical engineering and going to work in the aerospace field for various companies, and even did some coding for the U.S. Navy. But Andrew, surprisingly, went on to manage a restaurant that was owned by his cousin. Honestly, it doesn't sound like the best job. He says that he would typically work 7 days a week and get paid $800 a month for it. Plus, it sounds like he had a lot of disagreements as far as how it should be operated, so in 1973, he left his position there and set out to open his own restaurant. He raised $60,000, partially from a loan from the Small Business Administration, but most of it came from his friends and family. His father was, in fact, a chef, so he was a valuable partner in teaming up with Andrew to open the Panda Inn in Pasadena, California. Unlike the Panda Express that we know today, it was more of a traditional Chinese dining type environment. The costs were fairly low because most of their labor force consisted of family members working for free, but the sales were there because there was a diverse community in the area that was receptive to the foreign cuisine. So for the next 9 years, they existed as that single successful restaurant. Then all of that changed in the early 1980s. In that short time, Andrew's father died, Peggy left her career to help run the business, and they opened a second Panda Inn in Glendale, California that also proved to be popular. So much so that they were asked by the developer of the nearby Glendale Galleria Mall to essentially make a fast food version of the Panda Inn to be opened in their food court. The Cherns thought that there was potential there, so they agreed to do it, and when it came to naming it, they called it Panda Express to convey that it was a faster version of their existing Panda Inn. By the way, the Panda Inn chain still exists today as 5 locations in California, and clearly, without the foundation that it provided, Panda Express would have never existed. A couple of other restaurant chains that they own that have potentially helped them in different ways would be Hibachi-san, that's a Japanese restaurant that they started in a mall in Minnesota in 1992, and Raising Cane's. They didn't start that one, but as of 2018, they do earn money from the ones that they franchise in Hawaii and Alaska.
Oh, wow.
That was the longest one. My next reason behind their success would be flexibility, and for this, I'm mostly referring to their ability to adapt their concept into different sizes and different environments. I mean, I just talked about how the chain was started by adapting their Panda Inn restaurant into an express mall-based concept, but it kept evolving from there. After 5 years, they had about a dozen locations that I believe were all in shopping malls, but then they started opening bigger standalone restaurants, as well as some others that were inside of other types of buildings. It started when they opened one inside of a Vons supermarket in 1988, but today you can commonly find them just about anywhere. I'm talking about airports, military bases, sports stadiums. Some of them are hundreds of square feet, while others are thousands of square feet. They all have to be operated differently, and Panda Express has been flexible enough to make all of it work. Next up on the list is a lack of competition. Not to take anything away from them, but for pretty much their entire existence, Panda Express has not been operating in the most competitive environment.
Not at all.
Maybe in some ways, but I'll challenge you to name another chain of restaurants that is comparable to Panda Express. In their early days, fast food was considered to be an emerging market in the US, as was Asian food, and there weren't many others taking advantage of both of those at the same time. I thought it was interesting that they say they started Hibachi-san as a way to protect Panda Express from the competition that they were getting from Japanese restaurants. Probably the most notable direct competitor that they've ever had to face would be Manchu Wok. It's a similar chain of mall-based Chinese restaurants that used to be pretty big on the East Coast. In the 1990s, when Panda Express was first trying to enter the eastern part of the country, they initially had some trouble drawing people away from the already familiar Manchu Wok, but it didn't take long. They don't seem to get the best reviews, not anymore anyway, and Panda Express was just expanding quicker. Today, they are not even a factor, with only 13 locations in the US remaining. Another competitor worth mentioning would be P.F. Chang's, being that they are another large chain of Asian restaurants. But that one's more of a casual dining, sit-down restaurant. Almost anybody who's been to both of them will tell you that they are very different from each other.
Very extravagant, by the way.
215 locations.
I will say, P.F. Chang's is very extravagant to go to. Expensive, a little on the expensive side, but very extravagant to go to. I will say that, very extravagant, bro. That's a great experience, bro. Quality Chinese food. I took one girl there because I just wanted to see what it was about. It was open, so we was at the mall, and I was like, "Hey, let's just go over here." It was like, "Why you want to go over there? I ain't never been over here. I just want to try it for the one time." Went over there, best fucking experience we ever had. Chef's kiss. Nigga, I left an $8 tip. That's how good it is, bro. You know how crazy you gotta be to leave an $8 tip. You know, normally you leave like a $3, $2, no $5. You know what I'm saying? But man, that shit was so fucking extravagant, bro. I had to get a nigga $8, bro. I had to, bro. Nigga, bro. That experience at P.F. Chang's, bro. Shout out to P.F. Chang's, bro. For real. Extravagant experience if you ever been there before. So extravagant.
Chang's is technically about 10% the size of Panda Express. So overall, Panda Express got in early in some emerging markets and never really let anyone catch up to them. Going back to the list, how have I talked about Panda Express for so long without even mentioning their menu?
Because this shit is nasty.
Honey walnut shrimp, what have you been doing? Now, it does cost a little bit extra, but it is well worth it. There's a whole debate out there as to whether or not they serve authentic Asian cuisine. I don't want to be part of that debate or get into the specifics, but obviously, it's not the same thing that you would get in China. They have made changes to make the food more appealing to the American customer base, and they have made changes to allow them to make it quicker, changes that have obviously been effective. Their famous orange chicken, for example, was actually invented by a chef working for them in 1987. It has since become their most popular menu item, and the reason that many people go there, they sell tens of millions of pounds of it each year, so that alone probably accounts for a good portion of their success.
And yet, so many other Chinese restaurants do it better. That's the crazy part. Other Chinese restaurants can make orange chicken 10 times better. Better seasoning, better everything, bro. Panda Express is fucking disgusting.
Really, I could stay here talking about their menu for a while, but for the purposes of this video, I just want to convey how effective they've been in introducing Asian food to the American market. So much so that for many Americans, this has been their first and biggest exposure to it. Next on my list, I want to briefly talk about how technology has been helpful for Panda Express. For this, I'm looking at Peggy Churn. Given her various degrees in science and experience in the field, she knows about technology. And maybe the biggest way that this has helped them is the fact that from the beginning, in 1983, they were using computers and a point-of-sale system, giving them an advantage over the rest of the industry because most of the others weren't doing it yet. It made them more efficient in that it allowed people to place their orders faster, it gave them better control of their inventory, they learned which items were selling better than others, helping them reduce their costs and making the customers happier in the process. Okay, my next reason behind their success is a debatable one, but Panda Express is amazingly a private company that doesn't franchise. I should say that there are a few minor exceptions on the franchising part, but nothing significant. This right here has to be one of the biggest ways that they stand out from the rest of the industry, because these are such effective ways to grow that they've been used by almost every other fast food chain. I've talked about this stuff a lot on the channel before, but really quick, franchising helps a restaurant open a bunch of locations because it's essentially other people opening restaurants, but paying you to use their brand. And becoming a public company is a way of selling ownership of it and commonly using that money money to open more restaurants or helping the existing ones or whatever. My point is that without doing either one of these, it is very hard to grow. Panda Express, like I said, amazingly, has been able to do it by reinvesting their own profits. They say that they prefer this approach because it's their only way to maintain complete control. You know, if you have a franchisee running a location, he may let the quality of the food slip or the service or whatever. Or if they became a public company, they would then have to answer to investors who may want to make changes that they disagree with. Plus, the stock market is also known to value short-term profits over the long-term business plan. I say it's debatable because if they did do these things, they would probably be bigger, but due to the lack of control, the restaurants would almost certainly not align as closely with the family's vision and may be less popular with their customers as a result. So it's a definite trade-off, but the way that they've chosen to do it has obviously been paying off. My next reason kind of ties into that. It's their focus on their employees. It's the mentality that happy employees lead to happy customers, and for the most part, that does seem to be the case here. There have been some issues at times, but Peggy and Andrew are always talking about the Panda way, and pretty much identify this as the biggest reason behind their growth and success. If you work for Panda Express, you likely make more money than the industry average, get better benefits if you work so many hours a week, and you'll be encouraged to meditate and read self-help books. They may even want you to take management courses, because a lot of the people in their corporate offices are promoted from the restaurants. They have a low turnover rate, they've been put on various lists talking about the best employers. I don't know, there's so much that could be said about it. If you have experience working for them, maybe you could provide some insight, but they do appear to focus on their employees, and that has reflected well upon the rest of the business.
That's pretty good. That's dope. Shout out to Panda Express. I guess I can give them a shout out on this one. They treat their employees good, well, as they say they do. Everybody talk about how they treat their employees good. Then you finally go up and work in there for the experience, and then the next thing you know is you getting treated like shit. But nah, that's pretty good if that's how they treat their employees. That's good. But that don't exclude the fact that y'all food is fucking nasty, though. That still don't exclude the fact. Food is fucking disgusting.
My eighth and final
oh my god, you glazing, bruh.
Charitable efforts. In 1999, they established Panda Cares. They're primarily focused on raising money for children's hospitals, education, and disaster relief. Since the start of it, they have raised over $247 million that mostly comes from customers within the restaurants, but they also have this annual golf tournament, and employees help out, and there's other means as well. You may want to look further into it if you're interested, but the fact is that they're very upfront about it, to a point where most Panda Express customers are probably well aware of it. Maybe you've seen that donation box, or you've been asked to round up your purchase to the nearest dollar, or whatever else, and that contributes to their overall image and general success of the company. Let me know in the comments,
I ain't rounding up
get
shit
when you go to Panda Express. As I said,
nasty ass food. I ain't rounding up shit. Fuck them kids. But anyways, that's just gonna about do for this one, man. Panda Express is fucking disgusting when compared to the local mom and pop shop Chinese restaurants, especially Chinese buffets. I know up north in my city, we had our own Chinese brand. Sadly, they only got like 3 fucking locations. It used to be like 5 of them. Now it's only 2. And now it's only 3 of them now. And it's they was called Wong's Walk. And they still fire too, by the way. I don't know if y'all ever go up north. And if y'all see a Wong's Walk, you might want to go there, because you'll be slightly surprised how good they especially they chicken. You gotta try the chicken, bro. You gotta get the chicken. Then you gotta get the fried rice. Get the chicken fried rice or the shrimp fried rice, whichever one you prefer. And ask for extra gravy, bro. Tell them to put gravy on it. I don't know what it's not your average gravy, bro. It tastes something different, bro. It just hit different, bro. Tell them to put it on the chicken too, bro. Cause oh my god. For all my people in Milwaukee, y'all know what I'm talking about, that Wong's Walk. Y'all know that Wong's Walk be hidden, nigga. Y'all already know. But anyway, so I will just leave it right there for right now. I will see you all in the next video. Till then, peace out.